Labubu bag charms are crushing Hermes and Louis Vuitton. The little monsters are taking over the world. Let's jump right into the hype. I guess you have seen it on social media already. These little bag charms are becoming a social status symbol. But not just this, if you want to buy them in the online store, they're always out of stock. So you're left just to go to the physical store, wait for the new drops with 100 other people, and end up with maybe not buying anything. So people say it is scarce as a Taylor Swift tour ticket of the famous The Eras tour. And the secondary market goes nuts on eBay, as we see on the right side. They're all sold items, 13,200, 2,800, 2,499, 1,699. So the prices are nuts. And it all started with Asian actors and models when they showed these at their bags first. And the real spark came over when Lalisa from Blackpink, with 106 million followers on Instagram, she showed it, and then followed by Rihanna, Dua Lipa, and also Kim Kardashian showed off her collection, and many more. But not just actors, also government officials. As we can see here, government officials from Thailand, they are showing the little monsters. And in Italy, in Milan, at the Fashion Week, there was a cooperation with pronouns, the monsters be fancy now. And as we can see, they are not just social status symbols, they are becoming global social status symbols. But what's the story behind? It all started with the illustrator Ka Sing Lung from Hong Kong. He created The Monsters, a storybook for kids in 2015. They're elf-like characters, creatures of Nordic mythology. And why does he know about that and how does he come to that? Because he grew up in the Netherlands. And he partnered with PopMart in China, and they signed an exclusive licensing contract in 2019 to create blind box collectibles of his little monsters. So some years later, they launched in October 2023 the Labubu, as you know, the bag charm collectibles. Background story about Labubu: they are forest monsters. They are 100 in a tribe. They are girls, mischievous, but kind-hearted and brave, and about the same height as a cat. And what many people don't know, they have a chief. The leader is Simomo. He is adventurous. He's twice as tall as Labubu, and he has a tail. But why blind box collectibles? That is interesting. I could tell you now that in 2009, PopMart launched their first collection, Cookie, and it was so successful that the limited edition, the Ghost, was traded as Stardust because there was just one in 100 packages, and in the secondary market was traded at 10 times the original price, and in an auction sale it was sold 2019 for $13,000, and everybody understood the hype was real, and based on that they signed the deal with the illustrator. But this is just part of the answer. The real details behind it is partially because of the blind boxes. Because blind boxes, they drive casual buyers into hardcore collectors, and a normal shopping excitement into an adventure. And that is quite interesting now, because we all know it from the past. These three items work very well, right? So, what do they want to do? They want to reduce the brain power needed to make a choice, because when you have these 6 items, you need to decide which color you want, right? But when there is just one choice, there's just one box, one blind box, the choice and the required brain power, it's getting much lower because there is just this one box to buy. And that makes a big difference. And in their IPO paper, they even wrote it down that 70% of customers would purchase blind boxes 3 times or more for a specific toy design they want. Just think about it. Instead of buying one color, the specific color you want, you buy out of a sudden 3 boxes, and it's 70% of the customers. 7 out of 10 people are doing this. That is interesting. That drives the sales. So we have the shopping turns into an adventure, but here with Labubu, it's both. It's shopping and an adventure. People go to the store, are excited. They are shaking the boxes, try to crack the code, try to see and find out which is the desired item they want. And when they out of a sudden have 2 of the same color, for example here, they have 2 of the pink colors, then they swap it with their friends, their community. And this is accelerating the flywheel of the whole hype of these Labubus. And they know this because there are so many interviews where people are just saying this. A single box is at the moment $28. A whole set is 6 items, $168. And every series has for sure a secret edition, where just 1 in 72 boxes has this secret edition, which is firing up the people even more because they want now the secret edition. And on top of this is the scarcity with the drops, as we learned, the limited editions, and the artist corporations are driving the hype between each series and sub-series. And on top of this, the mystery sparks our curiosity, which is activating our inner hunt and gatherer mode, which comes together with the FOMO spiral, and it is a form of gambling. Gambling? Yes, now stay alert, stay with me. This is a little bit more text, but this is so important. Blind boxes tap into the same cognitive and emotional mechanics that make gambling addictive. Unpredictability, reward anticipation, social status, and emotional highs and lows when you get what you want and you don't get what you want. Blind boxes are sold without revealing the toy inside. Buyers don't know which character they are getting until they open the box. The dopamine hit from the uncertainty and potential surprise mirrors the reward loop of gambling. And blind boxes use what psychologists call variable ratio reinforcement schedule, which means rewards are given at unpredictable intervals. That's same like the infinity scroll on Instagram. This is the same reinforcement model that makes gambling addictive. And last point, stay with me. Pop Mart includes secret figures in their sets, as we learned. Some may appear only once in every 72 boxes. This triggers chasing behavior, where buyers keep purchasing in hopes of landing a rare figure. You see this everywhere online. Very similar to chasing wins in gambling. And what does the law say about that? It's not regulated, as purchasers always get the price. And that's why Pop Mart gets around it, and they are driving it even further. They, on their homepage, they have Pop Now, which is basically the whole spiel as online. You can choose your box now, and you can virtually shake the box even. You choose the box, you can shake the box virtually, and then you can unbox it, pay it, and it gets delivered to your home. So this is everything on steroids again. You don't even have to go to the store. You just do everything online, which drives the sale even further. And this leads to the whole expansion of Labubu. Quick history, it started in 2005 as a small store in Beijing. Then 12 years later, the first expansion to Singapore with the first RoboShop, which is basically a vending machine. 2 years later, they expanded to New York City, the first shop at Times Square, a real physical shop. And then 5 years down the line, last year they had 30 plus countries, 500 plus stores, 2,500 plus robo stores. These are the vending machines. And they are working with more than 800 influencers. And in China, the blind box opening videos you might have seen everywhere on TikTok and social media, they had more than 15 billion views. Only in China. We are not speaking in the rest of the world. So it's going crazy. And this shows the success of the concept. The people are obsessed with these little creatures. They are buying clothing from brands or just cute little dresses. They are in love with the little creatures. And this is very different to the Rodeo from HERMES and the Vivian from Louis Vuitton. Labubu from Pop Mart is just going crazy, and it's just skyrocketing. Just to summarize it, the whimsical design, they call it ugly cute, part mischievous with monster-like features. Emotional storytelling and lore. They are part of the Monster Forest universe, a storybook-like fantasy world, filled with quirky, emotional characters which hooks the people. And last point, scarcity and drop culture, as mentioned already, the limited editions, the artist collaborations, and time-sensitive releases to create scarcity and hype. It's just summarizing it again. And to make the sales very obvious now, in 2023, there were 882 million with 167 million in profit. It jumped, they just launched in October 2023. And next year, it increased by more than $1 billion US. Everything is in US dollar. And the profit multifolded already. And the forecast on the right side, they're forecasting that this year, 2025, they're ending up with $2.8 billion US. But many people say it will be much higher. The hype and the craze around the brand is just crazy. And they will end up in a ball figure of $1 billion in profit. And this is the overall of the company. But this plush collectible category, as they call the little furry items, it's an explosive growth with 1,290% year on year. This is crazy, with a 66% profit margin, which is almost double than all the others. And this will fire the growth. And this is the interesting part. That's why I'm saying the global collectibles market is on fire. And it's now the time for you to take advantage. Think about it very carefully. I hope I summarized all the key aspects. Thank you very much for your time and see you in the next videos.